Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about this knife here. It is a wonderful equal end, opposite end knife. Really old knife that harkens from Sheffield, England. Beautiful horn on this knife. And it's made by W.R. Humphreys. You can see right there, tank stamp. And we're going to talk about this knife and the history of W.R. Humphreys, just in case you have one in your collection. And we'll let you know all about the rascal who made this knife. So I hope you stick around for that. It is very interesting. And we'll see you in the video. This is Sherry. She seems to think that she can walk up and pet this bird. Notice her stalk, the paws, brushing the hair. I'm not a danger to you. I'm not a danger to you. It's okay. And there's the bird goes. Hey, Mr. Pelican.
I got a lot closer than I thought.
All right, welcome back to the Fortified Castle. Hi to all my viewers. Bonjour, privet, guten tag, hola, ciao, konnichiwa, and good day, mate, to you, my Aussie friends. And today we're talking about this knife right here. It is a big knife. So this knife is 4 1/8 inches long, or 102 millimeters, hefted in beautiful genuine horn. Just wonderful how age has created the character in this knife. You have nickel silver pins, brass liners on this knife, and no shield. And it was made by W.R. Humphreys. You can see it right there. Also, you can see the term radiant. And so Humphreys used the tank stamp. Hold on. Snap in. He used a tank stamp of a lamp with a radiant around it, and you can see the lamp has like light coming from it, and this one has England around it, but often it'll say radiant. He also used the trademark Haddon, Haddon, but most often you'll see him like this. It is an unusual knife to find in America. You don't see too many of these knives. And he was not a huge producer of knives in England, mainly known for his cutlery, which I'll show you some picture of that up there. So he did a lot of kitchen cutlery. And later on, when his business was going well, he got into doing pocket knives too. So let me show you how big this knife is. So this is a standard trapper, and you can see right there, if you put it over the trapper, it just covers that trapper up. Kind of remarkable how big this thing is. It is the biggest opposite end knife I've ever seen. So the moose pattern in America will be larger than this, sometimes up to 4 1/2 inches, with very large blades, but kind of unusual to have a small bladed opposite end knife like this, so large. All right, so William Humphreys was born in 1847 in County Cavan, Ireland, and he apprenticed as a ironmonger. So that's the guys who made the steel. So he was making steel and steel blades for the knife industry. Later, he moved on from that and became a traveler. And so he was selling steel products and knives. And that's what a traveler was in England back in the day. In America, we called them carpetbaggers, right? The guys who went around with all kinds of products and tried to sell their wares to people. And so in 1872, he got started in business. He had a partner called John Jason Badger. That only lasted for 4 years till around 1876. And in 1879, he launched his own cutlery business. And that was on Eyre Street Works, and mainly table knives and razors. So in 1894, he got fined for using trademarks of George Butler. So maybe not he didn't have the greatest morals or ethics, perhaps. That's kind of funny, stealing other people's trademarks. And in 1895, he registered silver marks. 1904, they became a limited company, and that's where they picked the name up, W.R. Humphreys and Company, Ltd. And so that's why I would date this knife. You can see there's no Ltd on the knife, just his Humphreys, but you do have England. So I would date this knife between 1890, when they had to put England on the knife, and also 1904, when most companies immediately put Ltd on their knives. And so I'd date it between 1890 and 1904. So in 1904, they moved the business from to Haddon Works, which John Rags, if you're familiar with his knives, he used to make his knives at Haddon Works. And they had up to 300 employees at that time. They made a wide range of knives, table knives and pocket knives by 1915. And in 1911, Humphrey died. And so Thomas Richard Humphreys Graham, who was William Humphrey's nephew, took over the company with a guy called Charles Hitchliff. And he was the manager, one of the managers of the divisions of the company. And they took the company over. And in 1931, they closed business and sold off everything. Sold their factories, their machines, the trademark, sold everything. But shortly after, within the same year, the buyer of all of that restarted the company with the idea of not only continuing to make cutlery, but also they were going to make bicycles and motor cars. And so a little bit more diversified in what they were doing. And in 1961, they relocated the company to Portland Works. And by the mid 1960s, they moved to Sydney Street with a company called Lippington Cutlers Ltd. And it looks like Lippington acquired them in the middle or 1961. That's probably what happened. And by 1970, Lippington no longer used the trademark and had stopped producing knives. So that was the end of the trademark, Radiant and Humphreys knives. So I think if you have a Humphrey knife and it's a newer model, you're probably going to be made up until 1960. And then after that, probably you're not going to find a Humphreys past 1960 date. They should be marked Ltd if you have them. Those are all knives that were made after 1904. Prior to that, it'll just say Humphreys on it with Radiant. Those knives can date between 1895 probably and 1904. If it has England on it, of course, it's probably from 1890 up. So just a quick review. Really cool, beautiful knife right there. And I hope you found the information helpful. If you have one of these knives, They're like this one is solid build. I don't think I have another Humphreys, but this is a solid build. It's not particularly a premium knife, but you know it's well built, as most knives coming out of Sheffield were. And pretty cool, pretty nice. All right, guys, thanks for all your support. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.